Museums dealing with federal cuts. They're losing a lot of money. In some cases, grants that would help these museums with projects, renovations, and programs. That money's gone. Evan Lasik is joining us. You spoke with a few of these places around here about their plans moving forward without some pretty significant federal money.
The museums I spoke with say this is something they are going to need to deal with. While they are not scared that these cuts will close them down, they recognize without consistent grant funding, they may lose some of their community events.
We may have to start doing away with some of the public programming. We may have to reduce some of the public programming. I hope that we can find other ways to pay for it.
As funding is pulled back, museums and libraries are dealing with the change.
For us, those grants are put towards special projects here, renovation, restoration, projects within our collection, adding new exhibits. So we'll just have to get really creative on how to do that.
National Endowment of the Humanities and Institute of Museum and Library Services grants both completely cut in the last 2 weeks. Museums in East Tennessee say programs they run for the community may no longer be supported.
We have a program called Little History Lessons, and that's where we bring in kids who are under the age of 5 and we go through sort of really basic stuff. And a lot of these types of programs are going to suffer cuts as a result.
The East Tennessee Historical Society says NEH grants fund their Tennessee history exhibit.
NEH paid for the bulk of this entire exhibition. And so, we've had a long-standing working relationship with the NEH. So, I mean, if it's going away, that's going to be very difficult. And we're just going to have to scramble and figure out a way to work with the Tennessee Legislature and Tennessee Association of Museums to figure out a way forward on this.
The Museum of Appalachia says grants make up roughly 10% of their budget each year. Now they say funding for renovations and projects is going to have to come from elsewhere.
We rely on daily visitors and group tours and school groups and special events and memberships and individual donors and all those things to kind of make everything work here.
Lindsay Gallagher says there is a lot of uncertainty about how grants they were scheduled to receive will be affected.
Weather will be impacted because a lot of those funds are administered, then they're given at the state level and then they're granted to organizations that way. So we could be impacted that way. We just don't know yet.
In Knox and Anderson counties, Evan Lasik, WVLT News. Gallagher did add that now museums will be more reliant on their communities for support. The East Tennessee Historical Society is considering reaching out to the state legislature for help.
All right, Evan, what does that mean for the places that had these grants approved this year?
So there is a lot of uncertainty surrounding that. Gallagher said they have grants scheduled for this year and have not heard anything regarding them being revoked yet. Humanities Tennessee that I just spoke with said their understanding is these contracts are now all terminated, meaning any grant money throughout the rest of the year is gone. One thing is certain, nobody will be able to apply for grants anymore.
All right, we'll see what happens going down the road. Appreciate you, Evan. Thanks.